And this morning, an inspirational story that we fell in love with of a young man whose rare illness became a gift of compassion. Michael Guggenheim suffers from a disorder that makes the simple act of writing his name excruciatingly painful for him. But once he found the tools to overcome his pain, he just couldn't keep it to himself.
Michael Guggenheim is setting up for his weekly computer class in Los Angeles. But there's something special about the class and the story of how it was created. The story of Michael, a lesson of struggle, hope, generosity, and compassion.
Michael always has had a great deal of empathy for anyone. He's always been wonderful with children.
You see, Michael is the teacher, and he's only 12.
And you'll have to choose that to make it the right description, okay?
He volunteers his time and has gathered donated laptops to help homeless children at this Los Angeles shelter. Each week, he helps them write, work, and play on these laptops.
It says pen.
Our story begins a few years ago when Michael was learning to read and write. His mother noticed there was something wrong. Michael couldn't write. When he tried, it hurt, and he tried and tried.
You could ask him how to draw a picture of something, and he could describe it beautifully with words. And then you ask him to draw a stick figure, and it would just be a dot on the paper.
When I first saw him, he literally could not hold a pencil. He was the kind of little kid, rather than fighting and screaming no, would put his head down and just do this and be a sad little boy.
I used to get angry all the time, and I used to rip up my papers. It was really stressful.
He was diagnosed with dysgraphia, a rare learning disability similar to dyslexia, but it doesn't affect his IQ or any other abilities. And as you can see, writing for him is still a challenge. His handwriting will never get any better than this, and it's always going to be painful to write. But with a laptop, the pain of writing goes away. In a few years, he's learned to write with ease on a keyboard.
It's like the story of the tree in the front of the grove that gets blown into the wind constantly and is stronger for having gone through that.
Now Michael excels in school, doing most of his writing on the computer. But that's not the end of our story. Last summer, he thought of a way to spread the joy he gets from his laptop to children in need.
There's a characteristic drive in this youngster that is just remarkable.
He reached out to Los Angeles Family Housing, a homeless shelter agency, applying for a volunteer teacher position. They were speechless.
He's not even a teenager, and when he interviewed with me, it was a serious interview. For an hour, I asked him, well, what are you going to do? What's your course curriculum? His mom wasn't part of this at all. His mom was in the car, and I was alone with Michael.
It's not that Michael had a lot of spare time. There's homework and after-school hockey and basketball. But he's a regular kid, and because of that, he's more than a teacher.
He's a friend, he's a confidant. He is also the guy who brings cool technology, and he's a kid like them. It's one boy helping other kids, and with something that has changed his life.
It's not all about me in this world. It's really about all these other kids, because they are just as smart and nice as me and everyone else. It's just they don't get all the breaks. Some of them before this class never knew what a computer was.
The class is just the beginning. He's formed a nonprofit organization, registered with the IRS as a charity, and launched a website for his organization. It's called s.p.l.a.t, showing people learning and technology.
The one that they show up there.
Michael's hope is for the future. And once again, it's not about him.
The hope for me is that these kids will be able to excel in life and hopefully never have to come back to a place like this, and to be able to be successful in whatever way they can.
I think we needed a little of Michael's special brand of love this morning. Coming up next,